What's up, YouTube? Check this gadget here. Today I want to tell you about the devices that I use on a daily basis. So as you can see here, we got 5 devices, and these are devices that I use every single day, with the exception of maybe the iPad Air. Some days I don't use that, but all these other devices I use every single day. So let's get into it. As you can see here, I have multiple of everything. So if you watch my channel or look back at some of my videos, you will know that I have multiple devices. So these are not all my phones. These are not all my tablets. These are not even all my iPads. I have more. So, for example, I'm recording this on my Samsung Fold 4. So that's another Android device. I also have a Surface Duo as another Android device. As far as iPads, I have 3 additional iPads. I have the old iPad Mini 5, which was my favorite iPad until I got the Generation 6. I have an iPad Pro 12.9, and I have an iPad, I believe it's 7th gen, a 7th gen iPad. And then, as far as iPhones, I have an iPad Mini 12, I love the Mini, and I really hate that Apple killed it off so quickly. Also got some old iPhone 8 Pluses that don't get used ever. Sometimes I use my iPad Mini to still record on. And as far as other tablets, I'm not just the iPad person. I love Samsung tablets too. It's just my iPads get all my use because it's just synced in with everything. But I do have, as far as current iPads, I have the Tab S7, I have the S7 Plus, and then I have the Ultra, the new Ultra. I have that, and then I still have a couple old Samsung tablets, like my Tab S3 with the keyboard. Still have that. That was like one of my favorites. I even still have the Samsung Pro 8.4. So I have a lot of devices. Computers, I ain't even got computers, but I have Mac, I have Windows. I'm a Microsoft Surface type person, and I have a MacBook. So I have a bunch of devices, but these right here that you see are the ones that get used on a daily basis, and I'm going to go down the line, tell you what I use them for, why they're in my rotation. So let's start with we'll just start down here with my personal phone. This is the first of all, before I start, let's just go down the list of what are we looking at. So Magic Keyboard, of course. We have the Samsung Note 20 Ultra, which I love. It's one of my favorite devices. This is a device I've held on to for a couple years, because this came out a couple years ago. And I usually don't hold on to devices that long anymore, besides my iPads and my Samsung tablets. Tablets I hold on to for a long time, but as far as phones, I usually don't hold on to phones as long as I've held on to this one. I got a past video telling you why I did not upgrade to the S22 Ultra, but I love my Note 20 Ultra. Love. We have the Samsung S22. We have the iPad Air 4th generation. And you know that because, as you can see, I have the green model. If you go in there and try to look at an iPad Air right now, you will not see the green model. So I'm glad that I got that color. We have my favorite iPad Mini 6. As you can see, I like the mini devices. I love minis. So love. And then I have the iPhone 14. Okay. So my personal phone is here, iPhone 14. It's my personal phone just because I'm just ingrained in the system. Back years and years ago, I used to switch back and forth between Android being my personal phone one year, iPhone being my personal phone the next year, but I used to always have both. But pretty much nowadays, this is going to be my personal phone always. It's just because I use the iPads on a daily basis. It just makes everything easier. AirDropping is fantastic. Even though you have the same thing on Samsung, you have a quick share that you can do between Android device. So it's for Samsung device to their tablets. I love the mail system with iOS. So that's like one of the key things. 'Cause I have a lot of emails. I just love the overall system. You know, back when Android phones used to come out, remember back in the days, Android system didn't used to be as smooth, but iPhone was always like usually pretty smooth. So, but Android has definitely caught up. No issues there anymore. But, it's just, I'm just ingrained in the system. Everything is synced. My notes are all synced. It's just, it is what it is. It just makes things easier in the group chat when all your other family is Android, iPhone users, when sending videos and stuff. Like, we finally got a family member to convert over. So now in the group chat, all the messages are blue. We can send the video. It's full video. So things like that, you just take for granted. Sometimes the app development is better on the iOS than it is on Android. Just weird stuff like that. But it's mainly because I use my iPad so much and I'm just so ingrained in the system at this point. Last year I did have the Pro. I had the iPhone 13 Pro Max and I had the regular Pro. I went to the 14 this year because I wanted a lighter phone, because those phones are heavy, especially the smaller one. It's heavy for what it is. The bigger one takes off a little. It feels a little lighter because it's taller, but that screen is big. It's huge. So I went here for a lighter device. However, I'm not happy with the camera quality. I'm definitely missing my telephoto lens, and I'm not happy with this camera quality when I got to zoom in. So next year, I'm probably not going to go ahead. I'm going to try to hold on to this phone for the rest of the year and not upgrade until the 15 comes out. So, but I'll probably be going back to the Pro just because the telephoto lens, I do use that a lot, and I'm not happy with this camera quality. Next, we have iPad Mini 6th generation. This is my favorite iPad. It was my iPad Mini 5th generation until they came out with the whole new redesign. It's just sleek. I just love it. Just love it. It's lighter. Just love. A lot of the times what I use this for is when I'm in bed. So this is a great tablet for if you're laying down. It's great because going up to my iPad and trying to lay down, the screen is just too much. It's too big. But this is like perfect size screen. Now people might say you can use your phone. Well, sometimes you appreciate the more screen real estate you get here, especially if I'm on the computer trying to read internet, browsing the web, reading articles and things like that. Reading that type of stuff is going to be much more enjoyable on my iPad Mini versus on my phone. So this fills that purpose. Sometimes I also check email on both of these, but say if I'm just like the days where I'm not using this, I'll just get everything done on here for the most part. So love, and it has a very key spot in my rotation. Next, we'll talk about my iPad Air 4th generation. This is my workhorse right here. And this has essentially replaced my computers. Ever since I stopped doing remote work for the time being, I have not really sat at my desk because I don't really use my computer like that anymore. Anytime I want to get some work done, I'm pulling this out, this combination. And what makes that, if you're looking to move away from your computer, or you want to make your iPad a more productivity device, or you want to, merge more to your iPad because you got an iPhone and you just want to, use those together mostly, you got to get the Magic Keyboard. Game changer. What makes it such a game changer is two things. Mainly because of the trackpad. I wish it did have function keys, but mainly because of the trackpad and how easy it is to just simply, put your iPad here, up there. You put your iPad up here, super easy, and then just easily pop it back off. So, but it's mainly the trackpad is what makes it the game changer, and that ease of popping it off. Because you can go buy other keyboard cases, don't have the trackpad. The trackpad is what makes it the game changer. Before I got the Magic, I would use the iPad with other keyboards and use the mouse support, which was fine. But it's just nice just not even having to worry about finding my mouse and just having a trackpad here. So this is my main computing. Anytime I want to get work done, I do everything on here. It's not a lot of things I got to go back to my computer for anymore, especially since the iPad introduced the file system. That was really a game changer, them introducing that file system. And so I essentially can get everything done on here. It's a few times on the internet where the websites won't work with Safari, but in those cases, I'll either go to Edge or Chrome or Firefox, and one of those browsers will recognize it as you're on a regular desktop. So if you ever run into that issue with a website not working on Safari, Just make sure you have those other ones downloaded, and you usually shouldn't have a problem between one of those three. So this is my workhorse. Like I said, everything gets done on here. If I'm typing a note or anything, that gets done on here. It just gets everything done. Oh, to go back really quick. When I want to write digital notes, I use both of these. The past few times I've been writing on, I've used this one, but it's kind of like the same thing with the email. It's just a matter of what mood I'm in. Do I want to use the iPad mini or do I want to use the Air? So I go back and forth as far as which one I check emails on, which one I decide to write on when I'm writing digital notes. Lately for the digital notes, it's been the iPad mini because this primarily just stays attached to the keyboard at all times. Very rarely do I take this off. So this is my main computing device. Anything, filling out stuff, paying bills, creating documents, like everything pretty much gets done on here. And then let me dial back that creating documents. When it comes to like getting stuff on Word, Excel, laptop, all day. But as far as like I make my own little budget documents. I use Pages for that, and it's already housed in here. So like personal, simple documents like that, I'll make them on Pages app. Video editing, I get done on both of these. So my YouTube videos, usually if it requires editing now on this Check This Gadget channel, I usually straight my stuff straightforward and upload it raw. But if I did a video where it was like a voiceover I need to edit, I do edit on here. I use a web app called Pinnacle Studio Pro, which I do not think is in the App Store anymore, but it's my go-to and I love it. So everything, I literally do everything, including video editing. I can get that done on here. Love it, love it, love it. All right, now let's go to my 2 Android devices. Now that we covered all the Apple, because we're not gonna leave us Android. I'm not gonna leave the Android folks out. As much as I love Apple, I love Android. It just keeps me from not getting bored. So we got my handy dandy Ultra here, and we got my S22. So now my S22, this is my business work phone. Use this when I'm out for work, and then it's also my social media phone. So I use it for work, and then I also use it for social media because it's really light. Usually I don't have this case on here, so usually I use it like this. I just put this case back on there because I was like, I kept holding it. The thing is about using it without the case is this back is slippery. So, and it's tall, so it slips out my hand sometimes. So I put this case back on here. This case you can get from Samsung. They got the loop to give it some grip. So I use this to watch on social media, but it's mainly my work phone and social media. And then this, I do social media on here too, but this is really my YouTube phone. I pretty much watch a lot of YouTube on here. I watch YouTube on all these devices. Well, except for my iPad Air. But I watch YouTube on my iPhone very rarely. I started just recently watching YouTube back on my iPad mini. This is another great device. Another great use for that is for the bed. Browsing stuff in the bed, checking email, and watching like YouTube. Great. iPad mini will be great for that. But yes, I pretty much watch YouTube on here. My Fold 4 was supposed to be my other YouTube watching because my old Fold used to be what I used to watch a lot of YouTube on, but I just haven't been using my Fold 4 as much. But I have phases. Like I go back and forth between like sometimes like a certain device to do something over another device. This has been consistent as far as being my YouTube device. I'm not sure why I don't use my Fold 4 as much as I should. I am using it to record this video, but it'll get back into rotation. My Fold 4 to get back into rotation, but as of right now, for YouTube, it's usually my Samsung Note 20 Ultra or my iPad mini here. I'll watch YouTube on here too sometimes, but the screen is bigger on here. So the screen is, of course, it's a smaller screen, so it's not as big. Same thing with my iPhone. But yeah, so these are my daily devices. Let me know if you use any of these as your daily devices. Let me know, do you have multiple devices that you have for different things? So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, check back some old videos. And until next time, Later.